welcome aboard Flying with Mike, folks, from we're out in Spain today, flying out of Barcelona, headed up to Austria. But out the get-go, I see fragilities, followed the stream just as we were starting on. Thank you so much, for the follow. We do appreciate that. Also, welcome aboard, J Drums. See you there. Seat sitting for you up there in the cabin, or if you'd like, I can kick the first officer out and you can sit right seat here. But anyway, we're in the final phases of getting boarded here and about to blast off. Speaking of those final things, just connecting over to VATSIM and getting our flight plan on file. Let's see. And we're going to run under J for our equipment suffix. Okay. And we've got that on file now. I also want to check something out. Okay, so where we're at is not showing online. However, it looks like the Austrian airspace is alive, and we'll see how things progress as we make our way across the Southern European tier. So again, welcome aboard, Fragilities and J Drums. Hope you all enjoy the ride. One thing I need to get started. There we go. And all right. And let's see here. All right. So with that, let's get into some pre-flight action here. We're going to first hop up into the cockpit. And we'll just get into what we're going to be taking across the way to Austria. We are in an Austrian livery for the Zibo 737. Shows our stabilator out of trim. Oh, is it ever? There we go. All right. Actually, folks, that's one of the lights we're going to be looking for here shortly. But anyway, let's get into Sim Toolkit, shall we? RU Sim Toolkit. Now let's try it. There it is. All right, we're going to make it a little bigger for this segment. There we go. Move it over, and now you all can see it. Okay, so with Sim Toolkit, we're going to pull up, you're seeing the beginnings of our route and the center that's up right here. Pull back just a little bit. Now, Milan approaches on, and then this little edge right here, that's the start of Austrian airspace. They're online as well. Excuse me. All right, so for our loadout today, let's pull up the load sheet. We got 35,300 pounds of payload. We're going to be pulling across, and of that, we have 175 peeps, along with 300 pounds of cargo. So that's what's bringing us up to that number. Fuel-wise, we're going to run with 20,348. Cost index will be at 85. Now, the goal for this flight is 33,000 feet. Let me see if my other flight planner put us at the same level or if they went higher. Oh, they went lower. So we'll go with SimBrief. They went a lot lower, 24,000 for the whole run. That's a little too low for me. So we'll run with 32 and 33. Let's see how that translates out. Trying to see where, so they want us at 32 to Malug, and then to 33. I wonder if the Vienna center runs on a different, interesting. It just, I always, with Europe, I always get fascinated at how the altitudes change like they do, and I'm sure it all has to do with country sovereignty. So, but anyway, we'll start at 32 and at Malug go up to 33. Let's kick over and take a look at the flight plan itself real quick. We'll find again, there's our cost index. Here's our aircraft with the CFM engines on it. There's our tail number, OELNP. We got a 711-mile run. Our winds are, for the most part, going to be in our face. So we do have a headwind to deal with. And again, here's our flight level steps. Budapest will be the alternate for the run. And really probably shouldn't be a need for it, considering both locations, Barcelona and Vienna, show no significant weather. So, in the weather reports I've seen. Real quick, coming down, passed up the fuel. For those interested in the fuel, there you go. Breaks down pretty simple to where we'll have 7.3 as our reserve. And again, for those not familiar with how I calculate that, I take my final reserves and I divide by 10, or I believe it's by 100, sorry. So we get 3.6, 3.7, and then we just basically add them up, or add them up. So 7.3 is what comes up here, and that's what I'll plug into the FMC. And that ensures we make our alternate, plus we still have 45 minutes worth of fuel. Here's our scheduled times. 2 hours, 16 minutes is what we're estimating. And 175 peeps, 300 pounds of cargo. So that wraps up Sim Toolkit. Let's get in here and get this plane going so we can go fly with Mike. All right, so we are currently powered up in a turnaround phase. The battery, meaning the battery's on, the standby power's on, the ground power's on. All of those can be found right here. Your battery, standby power, and your ground power, which is established here. That was hooked up outside. Okay, we'll set the DC meter here to ground power. Then we're going to look at our cabin utility, IFE pass seat. They're going to both be in the on position when they're down. And then the emergency lights, they're armed when the guard is down. And the exterior lights, we're running with logo, and our position lights. Basically, two things. One, the logo light to advertise. Two, the green and red light to advertise, hey, we have power on this plane, be watching. Could be starting up at any time. Finally, the window heat is set, the probe heat is off, the anti-ice is off, engine pumps are off. I'm sorry, engine pumps are on. Again, they're down. Electric pumps are off for the hydraulics. Okay, and finally we move over to the ventilation system. We make sure trim air is on. All three of our cabs are set to auto. Recirculating fan left and right are in the auto position. Packs are in the auto position, as is the isolation valve. And then finally, make sure engine 1 and engine 2 bleed are on. All right, then I've also set our cruise altitude, which I was way off. We're going to start at 30, we're going to 33. and our landing altitude is 600. With that in mind, the aircraft is now ready to start getting ready for the flight plan. So taking a look outside here real quick. Not a lot going on. But we're at Terminal 1, or Terminal 2 here, sorry, at El Prat. So we're going to be taking off. Our goal is to take off on that runway. So, all right. So let's get back in. Okay, why are you being stubborn? There we go. All right, I love when it's stubborn on me. All right, so let's head up to the very top panel. And we're going to basically be getting our IRS aligned, get our route put in, and start getting the aircraft set up for flight. But first, we forgot one important thing. Let's go here and load the plane. Again, 175 people. Now our payload is 35,300. We saw that in the load sheet. Here's our required fuel. Here's how that payload broke down. And I did this, by the way. I just plugged in the numbers to add up for the 175 peeps. I've got it broken down 168 adults, 7 kids, and a couple of infants. Pretty much what you see on a lot of flights. Now, we need to get this fuel going. It's going to take a little bit to put 20,000 on. So we're going to call the fuel truck. Looking outside. Okay, so there you see the fuel truck and they're fueling. Another way, right here, you'll see the numbers going up, as will you see them changing here. Okay, so let's go up top and let's start into getting the aircraft programmed for the flight. First thing we're going to do, check the flight recorder, do a quick test, make sure the light goes off. Do the mock airspeed warning test number 1 and number 2. Stall warning, may not hear, and number 2, all test good. Passenger oxygen is normal. 3 green, oxygen looks good on the level. Electronic engine controls show on, no lights above, and the service interphone is off. Now, before we align the IRS, we're going to, whoops, thought I had that turned off. Okay, so we got that set to heading status. You'll see here in a minute why. We'll do the test. And the reset here, the ELT is armed. Go ahead and turn those off for a couple of seconds. And then set first one to align. Get on DC, and then we should get aligned. Then we go to nav. Same thing on the right one. Okay, they are now aligning. The number up here is the number of minutes. That's why I set it here. So we have 7 minutes to alignment. Now, a couple of things you could do here. You could, 1, continue on with the remainder of this check, or head down like I'm going to do and set up your FMC. So let's get down there. And it's easier for you all to see it this way, especially when I zoom in on it. There we go. Just trying to make it easy for everyone to see all of that. Hang on. Okay. Oop, see the whole gauge yet. Okay, so a little more. All right, so what we're going to do, we come to the FMC, see FMC, click on it, make sure the aircraft is correct, make sure your nav data is correct, and we're still good. We have until the 11th for the next RNAC cycle to release. Today is only, oh, it's coming out tomorrow. So folks, be watching for it. Okay, so we come down to the position initialization. We're at Lima, Echo, Bravo, Lima. Okay, come down to the next page. Today being an even day, we'll go with the right one. I just go left on odd, right on even, and I do that for a lot of systems on the plane. Come back, put it in for your position, and go to route. Simply taking LEBL here in the scratch area, clicking this one puts it there. LOWW puts it here. Now, real flight is OZ. Stand by. I've got it as 366. I think it's actually 392, but we'll go with 366. Okay, so next. Oh wait, I can go back here. Now I've put this in. L01. Okay, now it says activate. Let's go down, make sure our route matches. And what I'm going to do is help it along a little. Okay, so in this format, we'll see it like this. And folks, if you'll excuse me, I'll be right back. Sorry, I have something I got to take care of. Stand by. Might take as much as 5 minutes. Stand by. All right, folks, sorry about that. I'll just pause this out. Sorry for that. Had to make a run to the restroom, and I do apologize. Anyway, so let's finish this up. Thanks, J Drums. Appreciate that. Yeah, I still do have plenty of time in my duty day, folks. All right, so looking at the flight plan here, we can verify that it's Agent 2 to H. Well, we haven't got the arrivals in yet, so we're going Agent UM9085 to Eskid, M985 to Nosta, then we're direct to Nopum, direct Numbai, no, Nummi, sorry, Malag, which is where we'll climb to 33, then Abston. And then, as you can see on the flight plan, we'll be going on the 2 Tango departure. All right, so we know these are good. So we'll click Activate, Execute, and that'll bring it. We'll be able to come back. So let's get those arrivals in. And we can see the IRS just aligned. See how the data actually shows up now. So Agent 2T, Execute. And hang on a second here. Make sure I get the right one. To ABTA 1W 16. Let me look at that. We'll look at it here in a minute as well. I think we're going to be going. Okay, we got a different runway. I'm glad I did this. 16. Okay, so it'll be that one. So we're going to come off a Ballad. I don't. Can I? Hang on. Oh. Okay, so hang on, I'm trying to piece together. I didn't put in. Oh, okay, there's the airport. I couldn't find it on this one. Okay, so we're going to want to Lima. Takes us over here, up, over, and down. So two, okay. All right, where's my charts again? So 5 Lima. Okay, that is correct. There's our transition, so we'll hit it. All right, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to kind of do this. And basically, I'm just setting it up so we can step through. All right, so I'm going to go to Plan. I'm going to open it up to 40. Then I'm going to just kind of set it up here. So basically, There we go. Like, what did I forget? Helps to put the runway when you put those in. Okay. All right. So let's kind of zoom down a little for now. Okay. So this shows where we are. Here's our runway. We're going to take off. You know what? I think we'll be able to show this as well. Just a little. Hang on a second, folks. Okay, that is not the correct chart. Oh, yes it is. Okay, I see our route now. Okay, my bad. I got a little thrown there. Okay, so what we're going to basically be doing here, folks, is we're going to step through our chart and make sure everything's lined up right. Okay, so first thing, okay, so we have BCN to Dillum. BCN is basically right on the end of the runway, as you can see. And then we go out to Dillum. Then we next step, Dillum. Now I'm going to go a little wider. There we go. To BLO 50, and then Saloon, and then out to Aegean. Okay, and now we're on our route itself. So we'll just kind of make sure, one, no discontinuities, and that nothing looks way out of whack. Okay, on the steps. Hang on, I'm going to back us up a page. Okay. So let's step to here. Okay. Now I'm going to get our chart to our arrival. So let's get it up here. Keep going. Nothing looks out of whack. Malag, Abstin. Now we're starting the arrival. Then you can see WW410, then NIGZ, then Ballad. Now, Ballad is where things got interesting. Okay, so we go NIGZ up to Ballad. Again, above 8,000, pretty much nothing set in stone yet. And again, realize we're coming out of the Alps. Okay, so we're at Ballad. We'll switch over to that chart. Now we work our way over. Hang on a second. Scroll in a little bit here to make it readable. And again, looking for the discontinuities. Basically, what I'm doing is it's where I step to centers. And everything looks good. So, and then the rest of this would be the missed approach. All right, so the route is in correctly. So let's put this back in map, keep it at 20, and punch up here to the next page, which puts us back at Barcelona, which is fine. Go to route. Okay, so we know the route's in there correctly. Everything came out fine. We're also going to go ahead while we're here, since I just noticed it, we'll put us in Q&H. Okay, so let's get us going here. How we doing on the fuel? Looks like we are loaded. Let's make sure. And okay, now to tell when you're loaded, you won't see an actual number here. You'll just see what you're proposing. So that's one way. You can go back a page. The fuel truck will be green instead of red, and that's your second indication. The other one, of course, right here. So we're fueled. We can definitely continue on, and we were proposing 20,348 pounds, which is what we're showing here. It rounds up, folks, so that's why you'll see me, whoops, put one too many dots in. I still put it in. It'll work off this for your insufficient fuel, what you plan. 7.3 is what I'm planning for a reserve. Cost index 85. All right, now we're flying at 32,000 initial cruise. We'll put that in and step climb the other one. Oops, I didn't put in what the winds are. P261 054, okay. 261/054. Okay, now we go to the N1 limit. Now this, folks, is where it gets, a lot of it's in your hands. Unless you use something like Professional Flightplanner or TOPCAT. Let me just pull them up. Pull up, well, first I've got to get rid of charts. My bad. So let's get rid of charts. Hang on a second. Let me see which one I've got queued up here. Try that again. All right, so let me bring this over. All right, there we go. Whoops, didn't have Professional Flightplanner. There we go. My bad. Brought it over without my microphone. I do apologize. And if it was there, oh well, bad on me. But anyway, here's Professional Flightplanner, folks. What it is, like I was trying to say, it's very similar in nature to SimBrief. Big difference. Let me just go how I set this route up. This is the page in which you set your route up. Again, not much different. You get some more things like policies on fuel from Russia to international ICAO to US jet and piston, and all of that are in there. And you can plan out everything, folks. You put in your routes, put in your route for your alternate, all of that. Even when you go long distance, I don't know what this stands for now. EDTO, extended distance. I have no idea what the T is in the basically an extended operations over water. ETOPS is what it used to be called. I guess somebody didn't like that word, so whatever. Anyway, this is how you set it up. You hit compute. It tells you all of your information, which basically looks like this. You can compare to SimBrief, see if everything's matching up, go back, replan, get it to where you get it as close as you can, come back, and then you can actually click takeoff and landing, and that'll put the information into your final brief, as it did here. So, long story to the short part here, this is our takeoff and landing data. Also, with the send feature here, you can actually send it to several places: VATSIM, SkyVector, and TOPCAT. TOPCAT's another program by this company that allows you, as it says, takeoff and landing performance calculations. It's basically the tool that's making this part in your data. And it looks just like, hang on a second, folks. Just like that. So you get both, you get the feel here, folks. It's the same. A little easier to manipulate and all because it's smaller, but this is going to do the same thing the professional flight planner did. All right, so go ahead and move that from here. Now with TOPCAT, what we can do is just simply go to takeoff. Now this is going to be the latest, greatest weather, which may differ from when you set the plan up, maybe as much as an hour or two. So you're making sure you're getting the best performance out of your plane, and you've got your tail number, your aircraft all match. So now we have a 090 at 7. We're on the wrong runway, so let's get it on 7 left. Okay. That is the runway of choice, correct? Yep, that's, yeah, we have a long taxi? Well, we'll find out. I think we do actually now. Oh, well, whatever. You know, it'll be what it'll be. I'm not going to worry. We're 5 minutes from pushback, so it's going to be what it's going to be. So TOPCAT will then take the latest information, mind you, gives you also the latest QNH, and you can do, these are the different weathers you can get, folks. I'm just doing strict NOAA stuff. I don't get into going to VATSIM, IVO, and all of that. Could care less about those. NOAA would be the more accurate. And then simply set your airplane up to the way you want. You got your takeoff weight already set up from your weights page. That number right there is what's put over here. And then all you do, click compute. Wait a second or two. Poof, here it comes. It's going to tell us we're going to do, if you want to go for the most, it's a takeoff D-rate takeoff 2. Flex temp, or not flex, sorry, that's Airbus terminology. Your departure CS Celsius temperature for the takeoff, that's assuming 36, not the 29. And these are our V speeds. Now, the one thing it doesn't tell us is what climb factor to be in. So that again falls on me, you, the pilot. But our V1 is told to us, V rotate, V2, how much room at the end of the runway if everything matches, and what our N1 will be. So in this case, what we're going to put in to start with is takeoff 2. So we're going to click there. And we're all over the map here. So I'm going to go ahead, pull this away, so that way you can see what I'm doing. So here we are, takeoff 2, TO2, active. We're going to stick with a, well, let's put in the numbers first. And that was, sorry, I forgot already. Now there is a way through this feature here that you'll get a strip like you would out of the printer on the center console. It would look very similar to that. Unfortunately, you can't stick it on the plane, so you have it all the time. So let's see, we're 36 degrees. And their numbers are a little off what we're coming up. So we'll see how this translates. And we're going to go ahead and take the climb 2. That's not going to hurt us, because basically all that's going to do, folks, until we match up with what it says climb is, it will wash out to climb 1 to climb until it matches, so there's no big power change. Now we go to takeoff. Now we can click CG. That's not going to get affected by anything yet. I always click next page. Okay, and I'm going to put my runway winds in, my slope, because I'm sorry, my heading. I don't know how to enter the slope on here, folks. It never works right. We're on a dry runway, and I'll make sure our temperatures match outside air temperature, 14 and 14. So our winds, they were, I'll get the right program yet, 090 at 7. Now to do the at, we just put a slash. And I'm used to the way things are, and a lot of others putting the 0 in. All right, so that's 007. The heading for this runway, you can get from Sim Toolkit right there on the flight summary, and it's 65 degrees here. And by the way, folks, that got to put a slash in front of it. Reason being, you don't have the slope, because you got to put it in this format. So if you don't have the slope, put a slash, and then you can put the remainder on it. What did I do wrong? Oh, I know what I did wrong. Forgot the 0. There we go. Yeah, you're under 100. Make sure you put the 0. It's got to have 3 decimal digits. Acceleration height's 1,000. That's good. Engine out acceleration 1,000's good. Here we're going to go to climb 2, and that'll start it. It'll automatically go into that at flaps. Well, we'll set the flaps in a minute at 1500 AGL. Oh, it automatically will at 1500 AGL. Okay, so we're going to go back to TOPCAT. We were flaps. Usually it's flaps 1 on a 10,000 foot runway, and it is. And now it's going to, let's see how close they came. 159 or 49, 50, and 54. 149, 150, and 154, so they're exact. Pretty easy to go from there. And folks, we're done with the FMC, finally. Sorry for the long delay here. We're starting to get late on the departure, so let's move up here. Let's plug in 164 for the airspeed. V2 plus 10. 65 degrees was the heading. 32 for the altitude. Oh, blew past that. There we go. And we don't have, I'm going to go ahead and for now just set these to runway heading. Okay. All right, next up, from here in the checklist where we left out, we set the altimeter. And again, TOPCAT was just updated saying 1015. Nice thing is it's going to set it for both. Oh, did not. Why did it not? Oh, that's because I'm on 14. There it goes. Then I'm going to set my decision altitude. Keep it at 100. Set my baro to 400. And if you notice, the first officers is changing too, so that helps us out greatly. Both of these are in VOR. We're seeing VOR down here. Folks, we've got the FMC planned. Let's get the APU started up and we can finally start boarding passengers. Okay, to start the APU, first confirm bleed is off and up is off. Then we want to come to the left. Here, I'll just go up, make it easier. Left aft pump. turn that on. Make sure the light goes off. 2 clicks. And then we wait for the APU. There it goes, spooling up. And then once it's up and running, we'll turn on the APU gens, which are right here. We can then disconnect, obviously, and we're going to turn on the APU bleed. So the air in the air cabin will now start cooling down or warming up, depending on the season. Finally, we'll head up here and move it to APU gen. While we're waiting, I'm going to move this back to position. One too many. And you'll see the position we're at. Okay, and the APU, I believe, is fired up, and we'll go to gen. Up is off, but the light is still on because it's available. We're on the bleed. Now we're on dual. And finally, up to AP gen. And that's it, folks. Let's come down, turn the flight directors on, and let's tell them in the back they can start boarding passengers. Do this real quick for a couple things, and then we'll get the passengers going. Okay, so again, confirming flight directors are on. Auto throttle is off. 164 for V2 plus 10. 165 for the heading. 32,000 for the final altitude. 3 green. Minimums and baro are set. Speed brakes down, flaps up, and confirmed on the gauge. Thrust, make sure they work, folks. And our fuel switches are in cutoff. Parking brake still set. Now we can go to the top and turn the yaw damper on now because we're aligned. And folks, we are now ready for pushback and start. I'm going to go ahead and tell them start boarding. Okay, I'm going to get my ACARS program running here, folks. Okay, and hardest part here is finding the airplane. Millennium Aviation is who I'm flying for today. They have a great, to me, a great ACARS system with this Mac Air program. But it's one thing that takes so long in finding the aircraft you're using. And I kind of figured this one would be pretty quick. There it is. Okay, not as bad. Okay, aircraft is loaded. Let me get the flight plan in here real quick. And while we're getting that, fragilities again. Thanks for the follow. Ruben LDN, I think that's what that is. Welcome to the chat area. Hope you're having a great Tuesday as well as you, Fragility. Hello, good day. Welcome to you as well. Yeah, you kind of missed the cold in the dark. We also had a couple of little issues, but we're about ready to kick it out of here. As soon as we get ACARS up and running. You know, got to get credit with the VAs we belong to. All right. Oh, I know why I'm not seeing them. Like, doggone it, where is... Let's see if that'll work better. Instead of going the way I was thinking of doing. Okay, and start. All right, so we got the Mac cars up and running, which is basically K cars, I believe, or smart cars. One of the two. Both seem very similar to me. Anyway, it's a variation off of that. So, but again, welcome to you all aboard. Hope you enjoy the flight, 700 miles to Vienna. We should be online right now. I'm going to check that out before we get into pushback. That way I have all of this stuff taken care of. Where is Barcelona? Barcelona. Is this Barcelona? There it is. And there, I just got something here to edit real quick. Save and initiate. Okay. So welcome aboard, everybody. In a box, man, welcome aboard. See you hanging out in the chat area. Hope you've had a great Tuesday as well. We are ready to... Okay, so we've got them going. Let's...
Herzlich willkommen, verehrte Damen und Herren. Hier spricht der Kapitän. Im Namen der gesamten Besatzung begrüße ich Sie sehr herzlich auf unserer Boeing 737.
Oh, great. They actually speak in a different language. I didn't know that happened. Interesting.
Und beginnen unsere Reise. Machen Sie es sich also zunächst einmal bequem bei uns an Bord und ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Flugplatz.
I was not expecting that, as you can tell, folks. All right, so we... All right, so let's get this plane buttoned up. I wasn't sure. Oh, it helps always get the right one. There we go. Let's get our doors closed. And we'll come back for the chocks here momentarily. Okay. All right, we are ready to rock and roll. So push back. Go back up top here. Let's turn on System B. That's this side. Electrics on. We'll leave System A electric off until after the push. Fuel pumps, get them all turned on. And we'll double check there is fuel in the center. Okay. We'll get the red anti... Well, let's get the... Let's get our... Oh, why is that not there? Hang on a second. It's there. There it goes. Get the chocks pulled. And let's get better pushback on it. The better pushback on its way.
Please, show me where you want to go.
Well, I'm going to assume we need to push back. Here.
Ground cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, so we're waiting on the tow. we're going to go ahead and turn on the anti-collision light. And we're going to keep the auto throttles off until we're ready to go. All right. And just have to let my wife know the phone was ringing for her. All right, so the door is closed.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. And while we're waiting. All right, no controllers on. Wow, still no controllers. I will take that any day, folks. Especially when I'm flying over in Europe. It's nothing against Europe. It's just that language barrier I run up against sometimes gets very frustrating on my part, and probably on y'all up in Europe too. So I try to get respectful and stay off sometimes.
Connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
Parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, so we are cleared to start up. Get that on engines. Okay, so engines start. Okay, for this, there's a couple things that have to happen here first. First, we have to declare which ignition system we're going to use. Left or right. I go, again, I told y'all, even days, I go right. So we're going to start on the right side with the ignition. Let's try that again. Easy for everyone to say, but the captain here. We need to turn the packs off. Once they're off, make sure your fuel pumps are, of course, on. We're ready to start, so we'll just turn it to ground. One click to the left, and here we go. You're looking for both valves to open. You're going to see it starting to spool up. When we hit approximately 17, that's the earliest you can kick it to idle, up to 25, and we can do it now, so let's do it. We'll see the fuel flow kick in a little more. Oil pressure coming up.
Taxi to runway 07 left and take off in next 5 minutes.
And at 55, 56, the switch up here will click over. As you just saw, the valve shuts off. Starter disengaged. While we continue to spool up. All right, we're about 10 minutes late getting out of the blocks, and part of that's because I had an unexpected run to the bathroom I had to do. That's no excuse, folks. We'll try and make up for it in flight. Okay.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
On a second, let's get the first of 2 generators started. First one because of the engine is started. In a box man, thanks for subscribing. We sure appreciate that. Hope you have a great Tuesday, and thanks again for coming alongside and helping us get the stream into a better place. We got a few things we want to try out, and we appreciate you for helping us out. And my apologies for that cough in the ear, folks. But again, thanks, in a box. Where are you going? Atlanta to Charleston, practicing out in the A321. Nice. Nice run there. It's a nice, actually not a bad run. It's about 45 minutes, I think. Okay, so the tug is coming off us. Let's get back into the game here. Whoops, wrong way. One to the left. And we'll start firing up number 1. Okay, there she goes, spooling up.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed.
An RNAV.
Now on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, let's bring fuel to the engine. What's going on here, Tom Cell 21? You may not see me in a few. Uh-oh. Gotta watch out putting a lot of caps in there, Tom. Let me see what I can do. May not get to it in time. I hope so for your sake too there. All right, so let's see here. We got number 1 fired up. And the generator, get the generator on. Okay, and now let's continue on here. So gens are on, hydraulic pumps on, system A. We'll move the, here, we'll just do it the easy way. Go to here. Actually, we'll go with Gen 2. I always do Gen 1. Let's monitor Gen 2 today. Probe heats can come on. We're no weather to worry about, so we'll keep the anti-ice off. Packs on. APU bleed off. Isolation valve is in auto. And we can turn off the APU. All right, so for our taxi procedures, let's bring the flaps down 1 notch. We'll turn the auto brake to reject takeoff. And let's do one last thing here. We'll go to systems and we're going to make sure hopefully we won't have a quick reacting yoke to the left like it likes to do. Okay. Basically what you're doing here is when you go to the left, first make sure they go all the way up. Let go, make sure it goes to the center, to the right. Make sure the same thing happens and the left one goes down. Okay. And then of course the elevator, we're going to just make sure centers. As with the rudder when you let off the pressure. Now we set our trim at this time to 6.25. Now this I missed from the Airbus telling you right now where it's at. We just need to come up about right there. Okay. And folks, we're ready to taxi out. Back to engine for now. Okay. Taxi lights. Actually, I did tell him to go away. Yes, I did. Okay. Here we go, folks. And Ruben LDN, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry, yeah, for the follow. I'm sorry, I was misreading my screen there for a second. Pulling off the brakes. And Barcelona traffic, Mac Air 572 is taxiing to runway 7 left for takeoff.
Have a safe flight.
Thank you, you too. Oh, I had so many things going on here at once, folks. Okay, I don't know how to get to 7 left.
Traffic passing 7,000 feet after departure from runway 07.
Okay, I probably should have made a turn there. Time to kind of get a feel for what we got to do. My chart isn't as intuitive as I thought. Okay. Now, we need to go to the right up here. Is it mic 3? I'm going to use mic 3, so that'll be the first one. And LIM. Uh-oh. Center may be up. Let me check. It's LIM center. I don't know that one. Oh, but I missed my taxiway. We'll take this one. All right, we are going to figure out who LIMM, I believe it is, center. Oh, get a little bit further over. All right, I think we're on the center line. Okay, who's up? LIMM. Milan Center. Okay. Why are they not showing up? Interesting. I don't like that when centers don't show up on my maps. Okay, so we'll be watching for them. Oops, let's get back on that center line. All right, so let's go through the before takeoff procedures. We'll put the start levers up at the top here in continuous. That's now one click to the right. Auto brake is reject takeoff. Runway lights and our turn off and taxi lights are on. We'll extend only the takeoff lights. Let's make sure nobody's going to want to take off on that runway. Nor landing. Okay. And ATC. So we'll take that to TARA. And finally, heading bugs. Am I seriously going to the wrong runway? I seriously am. Son of a gun. I am seriously going the wrong way. Well, folks, hope you get the All right, well, we'll get going the right direction now. Well, there's an ATC on number OOF. They're in center, apparently. Not sure which one you're talking about, but LIMM, the one I was looking for, is Milan. And I can't see them. Oh, now I can. Okay, so we got a little ways to go. Now I can see them. All right, hey, Fighter GR, welcome to the stream here. Hope you have a great Tuesday underway. I'm still trying to figure out what day of the week and all of that is. Heck, I'm even trying to figure out which way I want to go on a taxiway to get to the right runway. Gotta love it when you go an absolutely 180 degrees the wrong way and don't catch it till you're almost to the end of the runway. To my right. AAL 2520 I've got to my right. Well, let's see here. Unless I got my right and left wrong. The way this day's going, it very well could be. We're almost to the end of the runway. But I got you down there, American 2520. There's also somebody right next to me on the ramp. I don't see him. He must have figured out the right way to the runway. Or the shortcut. Let's put it that. Let's go that way. Uh-oh, my invite expired. Thank you. I'll get on that here airborne. Err. You know, I had one that I used to put up that never expired, and now they start expiring. All right, let's see. We'll just pop in right here. It looks like a good spot. Do I want to go all the way? No, we'll just take this far one here. Yankee 6, I believe it is. We'll just come onto the runway. Okay. Well, you know what's interesting? What tipped me off I was going the wrong way? Right after I did my, made sure my transponder was in TARA, heading bug. And that's when I noticed, why am I going 65 degrees? That's my takeoff heading, and that's when it all came together. Auto throttle's on. VNav and LNav are armed. And let's go ahead and blank out the lower display. Okay, and all that data is up on the top. All right, so we are ready to go. Let me turn traffic on to make sure nobody's sneaking in on us. And we'll put this one on weather, this one on terrain. And we are ready to go, folks. Barcelona traffic, Mac Air 572. Taking off runway 7 left from Yankee 6. Okay, we'll go ahead and get our strobes on.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Well, now, why did the captain have to speak in another language? Okay, well, don't be backing up on me, plane. Lights on. APU's off.
Alpine 239 now on downwind for runway 07 left, Barcelona traffic.
Okay. Toga. Toga, toga, toga. Oh, wrong toga.
knots.
Okay. V1.
Rotate. V2.
Rotate. Positive rate.
Let's get that gear up.
400.
Gear up.
1000.
And we're going to go ahead. Get the autopilot running. Gear up and all lights off. 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 Okay. Get a little more speed here. Okay, looking good. Okay, let's go flaps up. As we enter the first turn. Okay, auto brake is off, throttle or landing gear levers off, engine start switches at 10,000 will move to off. They say auto. Guess that's going to be one of those potato kind of deals. Get our headings set here. Okay. All right, folks, we're climbing out. All right.
Alpine 239, correction, Alpine 959 on base turn runway 07 left, it will call when established.
Okay, we're on our way. All right, let's go ahead and put this one on legs. BL050 is 12 out. Push out a little bit. All right, transition level here.
$10,000 feet.
6,000 feet. So let's go back to Get rid of this so I can see better. Alright, so with 10,000 feet, let's turn our lights off. The outer ones are 2 clicks, the inner ones are 1 click. Alright. Let's make sure. Okay. And there we go, folks. We're heading out. Looks like we're following the course quite nicely. Climbing out on climb 2. Pretty much when the needles reach here, I believe it is when it'll switch into climb 1 or climb. So it's what we call washes out into a straight climb. That way you in the back don't feel it, because the airplane's already at that point. I'm going to actually push out just a smidge further. That way I can see traffic well in advance. Let's see, can I do anything? No. Oh, one thing I learned on the trip from Easter Island to Santiago, Chile. I did not know I had these cameras, folks. Oh, and yes, I just gave it away. Watch this display here. As I click on display, you can now see what is at the flight deck entry door. The door itself, let me get on it real quick. Okay, now I remember how it looks. Okay, here's your flight deck door, I believe is right here. This is right behind it, and we're going to see what's right behind it so you can see all angles. One door. Pretty cool. That I know of was not on PMDG. At least the one I have. But anyway, that's pretty cool, I think. Now you know how the flight crew knows. At least in the front ones. And I'm sure on the real one they probably have the back too. So anyway, just something interesting I found. And if it's on PMDG, shame on me, I never even noticed that switch. Alright, and Zibo is on its way. Porpoising about the sky, as only Zibo does the best at. Okay, and in the US we'd be setting standard. But we're not in the US. We're already past transition level back at 6,000. But we are going to make sure our descent is set up correctly. Kinda looked like a flap was still out. That must just be the way the sun's hitting it. Alright, let me see what I can do here about that link. Okay, folks, that took longer than I expected. Let me get... Okay, so I got one more to fix. And I'll go this route. Don't know why I went that route, but I was stupid. Okay, and oh, I do have one. Doggone it. Okay, I think we got things squared away. Let me take care of the plane here real quick. those fuel pumps in line and say goodbye to that for the moment. Okay, we're turning on course. So, okay, folks, sorry for that dead time there while I got those links fixed for you. I believe Discord is now fixed for you there, Ruben LDN, and we're glad to have you when you come in. Let me make sure. 664. Yep, they should all be working now. Sometimes way too much stuff here to keep myself up on. I'm glad though you caught me on that. I hate having incorrect information out there. Okay. All right, well, while I'm here looking at a couple things, have this too. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Welcome aboard in the chat room there. Okay, let me investigate a couple things.
Thousand to go.
Okay, just going through here. Huh. I'm just behind the scenes here, folks, getting some people added so I can try and stay on top of this as I learn things and get things going online here. Okay, let's see how that all works out here for a while. I want to get back at it anyway. Spending too much time on these dashboards. Okay. Go ahead and set that to the next setting. All right. All right, so let's get a recap going here. Okay, got that all taken care of. Got you all squared away there. Ruben LDN on Discord as well. Folks, sorry for that being taken away, but I wanted to get some of that stuff set up here. And to all of you out there in the chat, thank you so much for being a part of this flight. We got about, let's take a look here. It's easier to read, especially if you're in the progress mode. Got about 580 miles to go, so looking over here on our cruise, it says we should be able to go up to 36. We'll hold out here, see what we got here. Up ahead, looks like EK Sid is when we come into Milan. In a box man, thanks again for the 1 month subscribe at tier 1. Again, that just, oh wow, that blows me away. And really do appreciate you coming alongside with us, and hopefully get some of these learning issues I have with Twitch under control, so I can start really getting better at doing these streams and what I've been here of late. Oh, there's EK Skid, about 40 miles ahead. Yeah, I've my research on this, Ruben Eldian, when the only thing on FlightAware that comes up is an Airbus run, but with Mac Air in their schedule, they had a 737. So, and I'm not even sure. Well, they probably do. Austrian probably has some 737s, but yeah, I really thought about switching over to the Airbus, but figured since I had it, I might as well use it. And let's take a look over here where all the scenery is. And while I love geography, I am very illiterate with Europe. So I'm guessing we're in the southern coast of France or possibly Italy at this point. Oh, we just flew by Nice. Okay. Working our way. So we are on the southern coast of France at this time. Oh. Canes behind us. Genoa ahead of us. Okay. Some of the big cities, folks. Pretty cool. All right, let's get ready for the call coming. 127. 450. Okay. 27. Right? Okay. Well, when they make the call, we'll be ready. Well, right now, looking at the chart on Sim Toolkit, Austria isn't online. Huh, interesting. Anyway, curious why I haven't been pinged yet. Well, we'll continue on till pinged. I am working. I am working very hard, Mr. Drums. You, on the other hand... Oh... Let me see here what's going on to get context. Those two, Sketchy Leo and Jay Drums I work with out at the airport, both of them should be working right now. But we'll take you flying with Mike. Hey, it's only a 2.5 hour run. Nice. Well, welcome aboard. Oh, we're going to try and have a safe landing, and since Bob said that, we'll try and do a nice long wheelie for him. Hopefully it stays like that and doesn't go completely on the back, but we'll see what happens. And I hope everything's going well out at the airport. Alright, so interestingly, Milan must not be controlling this part of the center because we have not been pinged yet. And the Sketchy Leo ought to be enjoying the areas I'm flying over, since you're kind of lived in these areas for quite a bit. Right now over southern France, almost into Italy, if not into Italy already. And yes, folks, I believe that's the Alps in the background. I could be wrong. Ah, Vienna approach is up. Okay. Now things make a little bit more sense with the approach and tower being up. Hope that's not going to put a monkey wrench into what we have planned already, but it might. Juan Quill 2006, welcome to the chat room. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Feel free to chat away in our chat room here. Well, looks like Spy Flight's getting ready to fire up Philadelphia to Atlanta into DC-6. Enjoy the flight there, Spy. Hope you have a great run into Classic. Also, for those interested, it might even pique me. Oh, it's only for 24 hours. Darn. Probably going to miss it this time around. But the InBuilds company for X-Plane has the A300 15% off. And if you already have the A300, they're willing to give you a 35% discount from the 310. So, something to look into, folks. I'm not going to be able to make it in time. So, bummer. But I don't mind paying full price. From what I've heard, that is a phenomenal product. The A300. So, I would assume the A310's got to be the equal. Wow. Love hearing about it. The smaller airports getting some attention in X-Plane as well. Omaha with vertical sims. They've got a product out there for them. Vertical sim. I love this little ad for it too. Vertical sim entered the land of steaks. Oh yeah, good steaks there in Omaha. And the land of Union Pacific Railroad. Yep, they're now headquartered there. Have been for about 20 years. But before that, I want to say they were in Chicago? Or possibly somewhere on the East Coast. But anyway, kind of odd considering it was a Western railroad. But anyway, the international airport there, it's not a big airport. It's not a really small one, but they've got a scenery out for it. So now, for those of you in the X-Plane world, St. Louis could use your touch. At least give us the historical terminals that are there. And if so inclined, upgrade the city, if not for one level, to include the arch. which is not present in the default scenery. But anyway, I digress. But that's cool to see some things coming to X-Plane. What else can I find out here? Salzburg. Oh, another X-Plane release here. From, is this FS Elite, it looks like, or is, yeah, Salzburg here in Germany has a scenery for X-Plane available. Which sim are we? Oh, wow, this is X-Plane. Orbix has, Ulbaya Costa Samaraldo. Why does that sound so familiar, yet I can't place it? But anyway, that one's coming soon. And yesterday we went into the debacle that was the last last fix for the simulator, the new one, that seemed to give the third-party stuff out there troubles, but was quickly fixed. And Tahoe has a Reno Tahoe has a scenery for the new one, as does Croatia. So all neat stuff out there, folks. Look for it. As you look for your scenery. Let's see if I can find some more news. Yeah, I'm not finding much other news today out there in the flight sim world. Just making sure. Nope. Alright, let's see if anything's going on over here with a couple European guys I follow here in Discord. Guess not. Okay. Well, darn. That kind of wrapped things up kind of quick. Not a lot going on, but safe to say it will be interesting as more scenery comes out for the new sim. Hopefully, PMDG will get that 737 NGS, I think it was, or no, what was it called? Anyway, hopefully they get that rolling here soon too. Then I might look at coming over. Key word in that sentence was might. And that's one area I do need to get back into. Looking at my POSCON stuff, I do need to fly a flight with them here soon. If for anything, just get my feet back in with them. All right, so oh. Huh. One other airline I'm with, FedEx Express Virtual, which will be the airline we fly with Thursday. One note, and I hate putting these things out there, but when the climate we're in, these cyber attacks, I guess, need to be. For those of you, and I'm not one of them, by the way, but be aware there are recent incidents going on regarding Discord Nitro. Are on the increase. Users are being spammed with a link to a fake free 3 months worth of Discord Nitro and being baited to bait them into clicking into the link. As you all know, folks, you shouldn't click any link you're not familiar with. But anyway, and I know people will. I mean, because it always looks so real. So much like you could trust the site. So, but what's happening in this one is, once you're baited in to click the link, they're entering their account information, credentials are being hacked, so they can get the use of other users. So, just be mindful, watch it. You know, it's like everything. Just be careful the links you click on in emails and in Discord and in forums. You never really know who put it out there. And just as a joking side, I am an official doctor and it says so on the internet. But I really wouldn't trust me as a doctor on your health. Let's see. All right, that pretty much wraps it up. One other thing I do want to let people know about, especially if you live down in the Caribbean area in the world, say from Barbados up over towards Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Bahamas, and Florida, we do have a tropical depression out there. Now, right now, things I'm seeing are keeping it no higher than a tropical storm. I haven't looked at water temperature. This is something I'm actually really interested in, is the hurricane seasons. So I haven't really paid attention to the water temperatures and all the other factors that go in. But just, you know, keep an eye to the sky, keep an eye definitely to your weather forecasters, because they're going to know a lot more than the National Hurricane Center, because they are right there with it. So just, you know, kind of keep your eye and ear, be ready. It's like I said, right now it's just a tropical depression. Could strengthen into a storm, which would make it Fred, I believe is the next name. And know that the hurricane hunters are there too. They'll be flying on it until it no longer threatens land. So you got them, folks, for a while. And when it's overland, they'll still do things they may not shoot into the eye. So until it's back over the seas. But, you know, they have their own protocols. So, but anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the latest information. Let's see here. Yep, number 6. Currently 30 knot winds, gusts to 35. It's located. Actually, let me back that page up. Actually, it's getting ready to hit Puerto Rico, so it's moving across at about 18 knots. 16 to 18 knots, folks, to the west-northwest. So it's right now about over Puerto Rico. So for those of you in those Leeward Islands, I mean, you're in the back half of it, if it's not already gone. Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Haiti, the Bahamas, northern Cuba, you're the next ones in line. And this is as of the 2 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time advisory. So now there was another one out there lurking, I thought. Guess it washed up or didn't do anything. Now there is another one way back by the Canary Islands. Right now 10% chance, but it just came off Africa. Let's see. Can't get a good look at Africa with this. But anyway, that's what you got going. Actually, it's kind of pulling itself together, it looks like. So, be interesting to see how that number 6 turns out. Just kind of looking at it here from the satellite. So, yeah, it kind of is beginning to look like it's pulling itself together. So it could become a tropical storm possibly here soon, if not all the way up. The other one, this looks like a big bowling ball rolling across the South Atlantic, but we'll see how it fares. And yeah, 20% over the next 5 days. %90 chance of a tropical storm on depression number 6. So anyway, folks, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and Haiti, pay attention. If for anything else, you got a lot of rain coming your way with wind mixed in. And Florida, and looks to me like the Eastern Gulf. Keep an eye on it, folks. Right now it looks like it could actually stay out over the water. Gets into the Gulf, all bets go off, because usually it's very warm this time of the year there. So, but anyway, there you go, folks. You even get a tropical update on Flying with Mike. We are definitely in the Alps, folks. Let's get outside and look. I have not been contacted yet. That's because they are no longer online. Ha! That would explain. Oh, wait. No, they are not online anymore. Although a lot of approach and towers are up in Vienna. I don't know why. I did not see a lot of traffic. Huh. Do not know why, said Sam I am. Yeah, they're definitely down. Okay. Appreciate you. That inlet of water, what is that? Lake. I have no idea what lake that is. That is pretty cool. That's a relatively big lake too. Wow. Amazing. Just like I know Vienna has a pretty good sized body of water south of it too. Anyway, that's pretty interesting. I really hate when noise change, folks. That's why I became more interested in the cabin again. Alright, so that's why we didn't get the handoff, okay. Oh, they really do look good here in X-Plane. Definitely, the Alps definitely look pretty good. Let's see what we got ahead of us here as we continue to look. Looks pretty good. I mean, that's what X-Plane is known for, folks, is its scenery, and that was before Microsoft. Can't believe what Microsoft, how that would look in Microsoft. But to me, it's not enough to get me to come over until you get the airline side fixed. They're getting there. They got the Airbus at least working, but they got a long way to go. Oh yeah, they got the DC-6 working, but that's because PMDG did all the work. Alright, we're just going to kind of sit back and relax like you all are and enjoy the ride.
5,000 to go.
Okay, folks, we're 100 miles out. So let's get our charts up here and get into the arrival brief, shall we? Currently, we're planning. Let's see if anything has changed according to Austrian information out there. Sure it didn't screw up my radios. Okay, good. Okay, so let's get over the airport here. Okay, Austria is reporting 150 at 8, so we should be getting the 16 arrival in there, and that's what we're going to brief. So basically, we're going to fly the Abton 1 Whiskey, which basically is going to take us Whiskey 410. We can actually follow this, by the way. Let me see here. I can do this in a way we can see it. Here we go. We're not going to step through it like we did the charts. But let's see here. Okay, so we're going to go Abton, which is at or above 9,000. Got some high terrain here to concern with, 10,000, 11,000. So we got to be above 9,000 at Whiskey 410, and between flight level 180 and 8,000 at Niggsy. So from there, it's above 8,000 at Ballad. Alright, let's see if there's anything else here. Just basically how to get to Ballad. Now, once we're at Ballad, we switch to the Ballad 5 Lima to get us into the transition for runway 16. So from Ballad, it's Whiskey 686, 684, 682, right on down the line to 674. Okay, all of these we got to be above 5,000 feet, folks. All the way until Whiskey 671. All right, giving you just an idea there. Now the ATIS is 122,955. And we're at 600 feet on the airport elevation. So 5L shows you again the routing transitions. So we're going to basically be planning 5,000 somewhere in this vicinity. So we'll get that plugged in so we'll get a good top of descent in here. I was just reading through. I don't get this one. Expect base turn 10 to 15 miles. A beam final. Okay. Weird. So, we'll just kind of follow the charting and ATC's information. The ILS for 6, we're going to come into Wagram, which I believe is not our initial. It is the distance 13.8. But before we get there, we got to make sure here's all the frequencies we could come up against. Our localizers 108.5, final approach 160. And now, the things to be concerned with here, we got to be, for the glide slope, we got to be at 1,882 feet at distance 4.0. And that's either, let me see here. Oh, that's just, we got to be on the glide slope. Really, we're going to be attacking the glide slope at distance 13.8, and that should be at 5,000 feet. I'm combining both charts here, the vertical and the horizontal. Okay, and then around 4.0, we should be at 1882. Decision altitude is 797 MSL, which is 200 feet above sea level. 600 feet is the airport elevation. All right, folks, so pretty simple, straightforward. What we'll do here, if a missed approach is called, straight ahead, 10 miles, turn left, direct FMD, Fisherman VOR, and we're going to go into a hold, which looks like right-hand turns, and we're going to have to do a teardrop entry. And we're going to be holding at 5,000 feet. We'll be expecting ALSIF 2 approach lights, PAPI's on the left, and here's the visual for what we'll be doing on the missed approach, and our minimums. RVR minimum 550 meters. All right, that takes care of this portion. And now it's showing us using reserves. Just barely, we're fine with what we're showing. Well, we have to continue. We're going to set auto brake 3. We are now 41 miles out, so I am going to set 8,000 feet. Okay, and clear that message out. Okay, and according to this, we'll be solid altitude at Whiskey 671 of 5,000. Once we cross Ballad, I'll begin setting us up for that. Yeah, we'll leave it. Looks good. All right, so back to the progress page of 35 miles. Get us a quick update on landing. 170 at 7, so we're good on the winds for 16. QNH becoming okay. Well, we'll see. Okay, VREF will be flaps 30, 138, approach 146, we'll call it 150. And looks like we're gonna have about 5,000 feet remaining when we land. All right, folks, so let's get that programmed. Ref's programmed. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera off. Hopefully, we're not going to have too many problems getting in. Okay, because there's a lot of approach and a lot of handoffs coming, I think. And right now we're flying over LOWW. I can never pronounce this place. LJLJ airport approach. So next up is Vienna. And okay, we are entering the approach. Now, I am going to set the VOR. So we're going to go 1085. Okay. 10850. Same thing over here, just in case. Alright, so we got our ILSs set up. Get our course entered. 160. Okay, let's run our descent checklist. We are about to hit top of descent. Okay, descent using altitude intervention. We'll get our start switches in continuous. They still are. Fasten seatbelts at 15,000, landing lights at 10. We are set to come down. And we are descending already. Perfect. Let's make sure this thing... Here we go. Keep an eyeball, make sure it stays on it. Alright, I'm not sure when we're going to get told to come aboard approach. Okay. Alright, for now, we'll just put music on hold. Things could get kind of interesting real quick if I stay on ATC. So, start dialing in some radiuses here. And just for those curious, we'll be going to gate Fox 23. in Terminal 3's area there of the airport. Just looked like the interesting taxi to get to it, so we'll head there. And I'm going to go ahead and put the engine data down at the bottom. So here we go, folks. We're making our run on Vienna. See if I can get some ATIS out of these people. I usually don't. I miss the days when the ATIS was in there. Was in their information. Well, we're gonna give it a try. What the heck? ATIS was... Oh, and I never brought that over. Oh well, my apologies to you folks. Okay, 9:55. Let's see if it happens. I doubt it, but we'll see. $22,955. I got nothing. Okay, well, we tried. And with that, I am gonna definitely disconnect. Okay, so enough down here, let's get up here. To be safe, I've come off line. Transition level here, I forgot to go over 10,000 feet. To find that, folks, you go to your descent page, click forecast. It's already in there. Good deal. Path, okay. Everything's looking good so far. All right, let's dial this one down so it doesn't look like a bunch of white up there instead of all the different fixes, because there's a lot of them ahead of us. Okay.
$18,000 feet.
Get it coming down here a little more. Yeah, I miss the days what I was talking about there, folks, when the ATIS was put in the controller, at least tower if they're up, approach if they're the only one up, or center, you know, was available. And it's sad that, you know, because ATISes don't seem to want to work.
Gäste, wir beginnen unseren Anflug. Sie werden daher unseren Service jetzt einstellen. Des Weiteren darf ich Sie bitten, dass Sie auf Ihre Plätze zurückkehren und sich dort wieder anschnallen. Vielen Dank.
All right, so here we come, folks, down the Alps into Vienna. I didn't look for any speeds. Did we have any speed restrictions on the ballad? No. Okay, and well, we've been in the air now for about an hour and 40 minutes, and we're coming into our destination. All right, there's that big body of water I was talking about south of the airport. Nice big lake they have there. Okay, so off ballad. And at 10,000 feet, we'll have the flight attendants get into their seats. All right, let's see who's joining us here as we're about to go. Now we've gone into a sterile cockpit here, folks, so we've actually even turned off VATSIM. So if you're looking for us on VATSIM right now, I'm just going to take the high road, and because I got a bad feeling about how many frequency changes and how many problems with listening to controllers I'm going to have. I'm going to nip it in the butt and just come in without controllers. So just looking for anyone around us, and don't see any speed restrictions. Okay. So we're through 11,000. Let's go ahead and put the flight attendants first into their seats.
Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Oh, he was in English that time. Okay, cool. All right, so we're coming up. See the airport yet. Oh, and for those of you out there curious why it's so light, yes, I've altered the time. I'm hoping I'm pretty close to what it would be in real life. I'm not certain. At least for our schedule, I am. Okay, there we go. All right, and coming around the horn. There's 10,000. Let's go ahead and intervene on the speeds. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and put the panels out. And I just got alerted by the CEO of Flying with Mike. A storm is coming. Okay, well,
10,000 feet.
bad storm coming. J-Drums and Sketchy Leo, if you happen to be on channel, you've been forewarned. If you're not, well, you'll find out here shortly. All right, so we got speed brakes in. We're under 10,000, so let's get the lights on. Okay. Last call to the flight attendants. Let's see if we can see the airport. There it is, folks. And we're in a somewhat of a downwind leg to the airport. Now, the reason I chose these two airports, there actually is a reason, folks.
1,000 ago.
Oh, probably now about 5 years ago. We had oh, winds are kicking up here. Anyway, we hosted a couple of exchange students. One from not Barcelona, but further down the coast from Spain, and we hosted a young lady out of Vienna, Austria. So the closest I can find schedule-wise is Barcelona in Spain or Madrid. I like going out of Barcelona, so that's why I choose there. Camera, ManPug21, welcome aboard. About to make our arrival in. If you're looking for us on VATSIM, yeah, we've come offline. It's a little too busy, and I'm scared how the um, language translation will work out for me. So, yeah, I chickened out. In a layman's term, I chickened out. So, hopefully we can get in here because this looks like a pretty good storm getting ready to move in here, folks. So hopefully things will go as planned. Let's go ahead and start slowing up even more. And down here, we're going to move our ILS up. Mainly so we have that to follow. We are now 7.5 miles from the DME, descending to 5,000. Okay, and let's drop to 20. All right, so final, let's get in here for the approach. Altimeters are set. No, they're not. Hang on a second. 1016. KVOC, okay, so 1016. Okay, sure this one's set. Okay, found out in the Airbus. Is it the Airbus? Yeah, the Airbus, the backup does not set. So, oh, starting to hear some good thunder too. Okay, continuing our descent. ILS frequencies are set, V cards set, minimums and barrows. Let's get those set now to 100 on the radar. Where are we at? Auto brakes are set. Speed brakes will be armed when we turn final. And we'll bring the landing gear down when necessary.
Ago.
Okay, we are now at that 15-mile mark. We'll push just a tad further forward. Okay, we are about to make that turn. Okay, making the turn. Same time we'll begin slowing. All right, hopefully we can get this in. Flaps 5. Okay, let's go ahead for now, arm up the localizer. We're at flaps 5. Okay, let's go ahead now and set up for the intercept. Getting some pictures since I may not have that opportunity, folks. Set her an approach for now. And if I remember my history and geography right, I believe that's the Rhine River off to our left. So we'll see. Okay, coming up on glide slope, so we're going to slow now to VREF. I'm sorry, V approach of 150. Flaps 10. Here comes the gear. Do not see the runway yet. Meanwhile,
Gear
we're
down.
arming up the spoilers. Got the green light there, 3 green there. Okay, right now we've got nav 1. We're going to be coming in. Pilot, first officer set. Localizers on, glide slopes on, single, will stay single. And landing procedure will retard the throttle when we're over the numbers. All right. Oh, I've got the runway, I believe, in sight now. Okay, we're set up. Let's throttles. Okay, I'm going to take over the throttles. Okay, and I have the plane at 3,000 feet.
2,500.
Getting a little high. Again, Pappy should be left side. 3 green. Brakes 3. Speed brakes armed. Can't really We are getting bloated, so let's bring this back over. All right, well, folks, we are going to hope for the best here. I'm not going to be doing a lot of narrating. My wife has a meeting that she can't pull it away, so we are going to go mute. You all can enjoy the soothing sounds of the aircraft on approach. A second, get the headings set up here just in case. So, here we go.
1,000. 500. 400.
Aircraft stable. Landing.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
All right, we're on the ground, folks. 307 feet a minute.
80 knots.
And thank you, Mar11 ANO for the follow. I'm going to be quiet here. My wife's on a business call, so I just wanted to say thank you for following us. Have a great Tuesday as we taxi in.